let's get this party started. As usual, it's time to praise. So we start this call off with just a little opportunity for everyone to show the gratitude for all the work that people are doing, but also stuff outside of work. You don't feel like you have to praise just TEC, work that is like, oh, thanks for getting this done. Of course, I'm going to, but you can praise anything, praise people for anything. Ideally, they are people in the TE community that can receive praise and impact hours for the work. Because all this praise will actually be written down by Ivy, who might come to this call, I don't know. It's a little early for her, she's in the Philippines, but she takes down notes on all the people who praise and then actually will pass it to me so I can edit, and then we'll dish real praise. So it'd be really good to also say people's names very clearly, and that way she can record it. So I'll kick it off. I want to give special praise. Oh man, there's so many. I mean, man, it's so hard. I gotta praise Zeptimus. I gotta show some love to Zeptimus. He comes to every call, records it, and what I saw already was that he's starting to put timestamps in the calls around like interesting things, just like the level of quality that he's bringing to our YouTube channel, along with Ivy. I want to praise Ivy as well. Is beyond what I had any expectations for this group. So, major praise. I'll pass it to Jess.
I feel like we should have a praise theme song. I'm gonna propose that for our next run, but for today, I want to praise definitely Tamara. I feel like your presence here and helping us to get aligned and focused is so grounding and feels really great to have your experience guiding us because we're at this growing point. I also wanted to praise Sem. Okay, I'm going to talk about it in Com's working group, but he has a new post that's just blown it out of the water and totally inspiring, all about like the memetics of what we can do for our deep narrative and sharing that. And also, I want to praise Livia. I feel like we haven't been dishing you enough praise. You're doing so much work. And I will pass to Sebnem.
Okay. So Jeff isn't here today. Strange. So I want to praise the people behind CAD Education to get it up and running, because that was really the C-bomb we've been all waiting for. So it's Jonathan, Ben Scholz, Dan Lessa, and Jeff, who's always the bridge building. So praise to you. And I give it to Santi.
Oh, Santi, we can't hear you. Here,
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I want to praise Tam for the fantastic meeting I had with her this morning to clarify and get all the legal issues ordered in the Zen Hub board. And I'll pass it to Craig.
I will praise Griff. Anybody else who helped cover me on yesterday's onboard working group weekly sync. I appreciate it. Gratitude. I'll pass to Mateo Daza.
Hey everyone, nice to be here. I'll praise especially Santi for helping me set up, get a better idea of SourceCred. The meeting that we had last week with our group was really productive, and I also want to praise Livia because I see she does a lot of a good job, and to invite me for the DAO book club that I'm really looking forward to. I'll pass it to Juanca.
I want to praise Mateo too, because he's also a very good friend, and he's helping us and helping me particularly with a lot of projects in our community and in Colombia and in Givet and the TEC. So that's really amazing. And I will pass it to Septimus.
Hello guys, Thanks, Griff. And also, I want to make a clarification. Like, actually, on the calls, me and YTG both are taking notes. So the times are going. It's super easy for us because we have a very nice system. And I want to praise Livia because of the book club. And when I get on board, she was the first person I met, and she's amazing. And I want to praise Livia. And I'll pass it to Chris.
Chris Jones. Yeah, there he is.
Hey guys, sorry, just had to unmute here. Yeah, I just want to just some short praise. I've got a praise for Santi for helping me work on the legal stuff, for getting the TEC and also Common Stack legal stuff sorted out, and yeah, all kind of in line for when we launch this Commons. I'm not sure who all has gone, but I'll pass back to Griff and he can choose.
Yeah, I can start taking it from here. Let's go with Tom, ABCXD.
Right. I want to praise Livia, Jessica, and wait, Sam also. Wait, I'm confused. I'm not remembering people, but yeah. Thanks so much for onboarding, and Jessica for guiding through the GitHub, and Sam as well. Thank you so much.
And we'll pass it to Aiden. I'm going to go alphabetical, guys, just by the voice.
Hey guys, I don't really have anyone to praise in particular today. I'll just you can just skip me for now.
Okay, then let's go with Dahi. Are you there? Are you there, Dahi? No?
Yeah, I am. I had still getting used to the Discord app, so I couldn't find the mute button. Yeah, to praise yourself and yeah, everyone else on the onboarding. Yeah, definitely for showing us the ropes around. Yeah, that'll be it.
Nice, thank you. Jeff?
Hey, oh yeah, there we go, unmuted. Yeah, so Austin, this week I'd like to praise, I guess, also everyone behind CAD Education. That is awesome that it was launched this week. It is a lot of work, I'm sure. So I believe that was Jonathan and Schultz. I'm trying to remember who else. It was also Tyler and also Danny, I think. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, heroes for sure. Pass it to Tanner. Catamilia? Catamilia? You want to say that name for us? Oh, you're still muted, Tanner.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find the button, so it wasn't that. But anyway, yeah, it's Kademlia, which is distributed hash table, name of a distributed hash table in peer-to-peer protocol. But unfortunately, I don't have too much knowledge of the token engineering commons, so it's very limited in perspective. But I'll have to praise Sebnem for basically holding my hand over the last month on many things token engineering.
Nice. And Dan.
No, hey. I'll praise Lydia for the DAO Boot Club as well. And I find very inspiring the work from everybody in the onboarding work group. Praise the onboarding work group like 10x, you know.
Nice. Lalo.
Hello, guys. Just want to praise everyone here on the call. I see so many familiar faces. Griff, nice to see you again. Juan, Mateo, guys, been some time. Tanner and the team, yeah, great job, guys. Thank you.
And pass it to Olivia.
This week, I would like to praise Mateo and Santi that went
far and beyond with the SourceCred implementation. Like we actually have something now, and we're going to show in this call. And also praise Jess that initiated this movement towards SourceCred. So I'm excited to see what comes next from that. Thank you guys from like putting so much work and movement into it so quick. And I'll pass to Griff.
Let's go to Paulo.
Hi everyone. This week I would like to praise Septimus too for attending the weekly tech meetings and taking the time to record on them. So yeah.
And then let's pass it to Rain.
Hey guys. This week I would like to praise Sam, as he has been helping me out a lot with the vesting visualization project. Really had a lot of productive discussions with him.
Nice. Okay, Ruben.
Hi everyone. I want to praise Juan for a great gravity or dispute call that we had today. Keeping me up to date. Thank you.
Yeah. And Sam?
Hello. First of all, I want to say that we are 25 and the room is full. I mean, I don't know if that's the first time that we had this number, but there are people knocking outside. For example, Vivi, who wants to enter. Poor Vivi. I praise her for that. Trying to enter the room and she can't.
Wow, we reached the cap. Yeah, I think this is the first time. I think we'll pass it to Tam. I'll have to figure out another solution for
that. So I'd like to praise, I have a few, Livia for launching the book club, and I think that's great for our whole community, as well as for spending the time this week to do a marathon working session with me, and Santi, Craig, and Jeff as well for spending carving out some time to do the planning sessions and these very long but very detailed sessions, which is moving us forward in the right direction. And back to you, Griff.
Okay, and pass it to Tonga.
Hello, guys. I would like to praise Santi because of many blog posts, forum posts, and also I see him in calls every day, and also Griff, that is moving everything forward. I don't even know how you do, Griff. So yeah, that.
Cool. Thanks, man. And Doga.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's nice to see this big team getting along. It was nice to see Gravity work today. It was a nice read what have been done until today. And yeah, I couldn't join a whole meeting because of my another meeting, but I like to praise John and Septimus, as I remember. Thanks for that hard work. And all of the team, of course.
Cool. And
Thanks.
then we'll pass. Thanks, Doga. And then we'll pass it to Sean, YGG.
Thanks, Griff. Yeah, I want to praise Jessica for for maintaining focus across so many projects and keeping up with so many working groups and all the little things happening and keeping so many people motivated and inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well that finishes it off, I think. Did I miss anyone? Okay, cool. So then let's continue on with our regular scheduled programming. Man, I'm really sad that we are hitting the limit of this room. We're definitely gonna have to think about that next call and come up with a solution. So, but for now, we'll have to just run with it. So tell Vivi we're sorry, Sam. Although I think, is this live streaming, Septimus? Or is it just uploaded?
It's just recording, but I could live stream for sure if needed.
Can we ask her if she wants to dish praise to anybody so we can do representative praise?
Delegated praise. Yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, of course. Let's see if we can get her praise in. But for now, we're just got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
But if she gets her praise,
Next time she can
maybe
praise
Jess,
twice.
if you want to. Oh, yeah? Okay. Go for it.
I was saying next time she can praise twice.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so then let's start off where we usually start off. Oh, if you don't have the notes, I believe someone will post them in the general chat if they're not already there. Sorry, I forgot to check. But just some reminders. Feel free to open the notes and add your Telegram handle right here, so we make sure it's make it really easy for us to dish praise for coming to the call. Also, if you're not already in the praise room where you can see all the gratitude that's being dished around this community, it's a really fun place to be, and it makes it easier to add you, to praise to you if you're in that room. Also, we have this Airtable where we're collecting information from all the community members just to kind of build a stronger net, a stronger web between our community, find out what everyone's favorite language is to speak and things like that. So feel free to put in some information that you're cool with being public into the Airtable. And if you don't have the TE Community Calendar, you're missing out. There are some cool events on there, especially all of our calls. So feel free to add that calendar. And let's dig into the roadmap, where we have been and where we're going. So this project, for people who are new, we've been working on this project since July. And the Common Stack has had it as a dream for a long time, but we really started in late July, and we spent the first couple months just figuring out how to work together and focus on vision, mission. And then in late September, we actually started doing the work to launch this economy around token engineering public goods. So we broke into working groups, and more working groups have formed to the point where we have 7 or 8 working groups at this point that are led by different awesome community members. And now, because there are so many different roadmaps at this point, I'm just going to focus on the tech roadmap because that's the one that I know the best. So next week, this week, we're going to talk about Dandelion and voting and have an overview, of course, of all the work that's been going on. But next week will be a big test. We're going to have a full rehearsal of economic deployment. So hopefully, if we can get a couple things done, we'll launch it next week. So that'll be really fun. Definitely get excited about that. And then we're going to hopefully by the end of by mid-December, we'll have a few different proposals for how we should parameterize our economy up on the forums so people can discuss them, and we'll eventually vote on one and then deploy the commons. Likely, it says late December, but it's likely to be January because of the holidays and such. But by January, hopefully we will have the TE Commons deployed and voting on proposals to fund public goods. So that's the roadmap. And just a reminder, the purpose of this call is really to celebrate the work that has been done and not really so much discuss proposals or brainstorm improvements. There's so much to talk about in so little time. But it is a place to collect proposals and action steps for the week. So if you have any other action items that you think need to be mentioned that we don't want to miss, feel free to add them to the bottom of the notes doc, or maybe in the relevant working groups. It looks like. Yeah.
How about the tech proposals? Like, what is the process there? And because I think there was a miscommunication, Livy mentioned that I should be, proposing or introducing the proposal coming from token engineering.
Yeah. So we have a
if there is no time, fine, but it would be super
there
cool
is.
if we get information on what is the process and whether we could have a separate group or channel for actually having time to discuss proposals.
Yeah, the onboarding working group is still putting together a proposal framework, and I don't think we're quite there yet. But at you have the last 10 minutes of this call. to propose to kind of pitch the idea of the TE book. I pretty much, I think almost everyone knows about the book, but anyway, probably people who don't.
I thought it's the first 10 seconds, the first 5 minutes or so. That's why basically Kademlia is also here.
No, it's the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
But we're very excited about it, and this is our move to remind people that we are not DAOing to DAO. We actually want to support token engineering public goods, and this is and that's why we dedicate some time during this call to that effort. So the other thing I want to remind people is that we are moving to ZenHub. If someone wants to link the ZenHub link in here, that would be super cool. But we are transitioning from the GitHub projects boards to the ZenHub boards, which are really cool because you can actually combine some of the many repos into one board, which makes our life a little bit easier. Okay, so since I have the mic, I'll continue on with the TechSpec working group and kind of just present what's going on here. So we can read our manifesto. The big news of the week is that we're proposing to add an extra voting step to the launch process. We will propose that we explained the proposal in the forum, so I'm not going to go into it here. But please feel free to click one of these two links and see the forum post that dives into adding a voting step to integrate the augmented bonding curve and conviction voting into the DAO. And we will actually, please get informed, and we will have an emoji vote over the weekend on whether or not to include this as a process. But I want to hand it over straight to Sem to actually present the Dandelion voting app.
Hello, everyone. I hope I have a good internet connection, so I can do this smoothly. And it will be quick today. We are going to do a Dandelion voting in the DAO that we already have deployed, with the test DAO that we already have deployed that have all these Aragon applications. For example, we have conviction voting, and marketplace is the bonding curve. And we also have this tokens application as an upgrade to version 2 that includes the possibility to transfer the token to a new DAO. So we can migrate the DAO later when we have this upgrade. And any upgrade of the smart contracts needs the Dandelion voting to pass. And as it is set up, we have a minimum 50% of support of everyone who is voting, and we need a 20% of quorum. And then there is first, the duration is about 15 blocks, which is not so much because this is a test. So it will be really quick. And we also have this execution delay here, which is like everybody who votes yes in a Dandelion voting will get their tokens locked during that execution delay, in which the rest of the people are going to be able to actually that's an interesting feature of Dandelion, in which if you vote yes on something, your tokens get locked until the execution of the vote. So the rest of the people who may not be might not agree in the outcome of the vote can, for example, sell their votes, sell their tokens on the bonding curve, and do whatever they see convenient. Meanwhile, the people who vote yes has a skin in the game. So this is how Dandelion works. It's very similar to how Moloch DAO works. And there will be this execution delay here, in which people still can, after knowing which is the outcome of the vote, there will be that delay in which the vote cannot be executed. So these votes used to be long. We can set up parameters like 1 week, 2 weeks, and they sometimes are kind of painful because of all of these delays. So right now, I'm not sure which are the parameters that we have. I think that they are very, very fast, because these are not so much blocks, and blocks on XDAI are around 5 seconds per block. So probably this is 1 day or so. So we are going to upgrade that application. As we can see, from version 1 to version 2, we click on an upgrade. I have to connect my MetaMask. One moment. We click on upgrade. And we can see that in order to create a new vote, we need to pay a fee. And that fee is about 3 XDAI, which we also have defined it in the test. Probably in the real DAO, it will be much, much higher, because we need to prevent people from doing spammy votes. These kind of votes are serious. Of course, there is no cost for voting, but creating votes, it's something that it has to be taken seriously. And these three dice goes directly to the funding pool, so they can be redistributed using commission voting. So I am going to create that vote, and let's cross fingers that it works. I first allow to transfer the tokens, the 3 DAI, and now I create the transaction. I hope it works. This kind of live demo don't like me so much. And now we can go to voting, Dandelion voting, and see how it is. Here we have this new vote. So what we can do is to vote yes or not. If we vote yes, we will see that actually nobody can everyone that clicks on yes won't be able to move their TechSpec tokens for the time that this is open. So you have skin in the game now during 2 days, or more or less. And that's the test that we have. So yeah, you can try it and go to this direction that we will put later in the forum, and see how it works. It's more like a demo on what a Dandelion voting is and what is it used for, and let's see how it goes.
Thanks, Sam. That was great. If you can post a link to this vote, or to the Dandelion thing in general, to the notes. I don't have that link. I couldn't find it. But
okay.
Thanks, Sam. And just so you guys know that we have a lot of beta tests up right now. We have convert.tecommons.org. We have gov.tecommons.org. If you want to get a head start and figure out how all these things work, how conviction voting works and the bonding curve works, and start playing with it, maybe give us some feedback, feel free. The links are all in the notes. Yeah, and then let's pass it to comms. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much. And if everyone here is like not quite sure what's going on, you're not alone. A lot of this to communicate, I'm still figuring out as well, and there's a lot of different details. So I'm hoping to make a video this week on the convert and the other tools that are up for kind of testing with. And this one as well, I'll have a lot of really cool content that has come out from the community this week. And one of them is explaining what just happened with virtually hard to get out this post. Oh no, I'm clicking the button. That's why it's not sharing. There we go. So Griff came out with this post. So if you want to know what's going on and what the big question is and what the vote will be over the weekend, basically we're going from, we were going to do straight buying from the conviction voting DAO. Now we're just kind of breaking it up a bit. So in this post, Griff outlines, you can watch a 5-minute video and look at, he's done all the hard work and put the pros and cons. So it might take you like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max to kind of wrap your head around it. And then would love to see your comments and what you think. And if you have any questions before the vote, that would be really fantastic, because it is a lot to digest and it is a little different way of going about things. And it's up to you whether or not we choose this path. So you can have a look at this in the forum, and then hopefully I'll be following this up with a video kind of walking through what Sem just did and outlining some of the things also in this post for those who find it easier to listen or communicate by watching a video. And then while we're on the forum, I wanted to point out a couple of other really cool pieces that people have submitted. And live call and went through and shared some really cool information if you're interested in Ostrom's principles on rules and boundaries. So she took a lot of notes from that call and gleaned a lot of insights from engaging with MetaGov. So this is a really fascinating post, especially for those people in the book club, if you want to see kind of what the discussion there was with some of the leading brains in translating Ostrom's principles. So that's a super fantastic post. And then also this morning, Sem reached out to me and I said, Sem, I'm kind of struggling. Like, we're trying to come up with names for things, and we really want to have some cool like memetics around what we're doing in storytelling. Like One Hive, it's very easy. You have the bee, it's, you have Dandelion, you have all these really cool narratives and symbolism. So he's suggesting here in this piece, if you like philosophy, I think Shabnam, you'd really like this, and maybe Fabian is not here. If you're a little bit philosophical, he's kind of talking about like Spirited Away and anime and how we can actually use totems and the memetics of like, a commons, like trees can't speak for themselves. Corporations have personhood, but trees and water, they don't have any voice, and there's no way to protect and defend them. So that's what a lot of us want to see, is creating commons around these different shared resources. So he gets into some really cool philosophy, and I think this is going to be a huge inspiration for how we go about telling our story and using narratives. And even we were chatting and he suggested, hey, maybe we can come up with different totems for Ostrom's principles. So there's some really, really cool stuff in here if you guys want to comment that will help to guide our narrative. And then just for fun, jamming in the name of the praise from Tonga and YGG. Thanks for sharing the playlist to work to. I know it helps me to get motivated. And then finally, I wish Andrew Random Shinichi was here. He basically started this whole token engineering site for kind of newbies, and he wants to do a little bit of education. So he's working on his own project, but he had a really cool piece that he wrote, What is the Common Stack and Token Engineering Commons, which was actually the piece I was going to write, and he already did it. So if you're kind of curious to read a little more about the difference between Common Stack and token engineering, Shinichi breaks it down here. We tweeted it, and I can share as well in the comms group. So those are the main things I wanted to share. Of course, always super open to hearing your feedback. What do you want to know more about? Please feel free to DM me like, hey, I don't understand. I wish we had a piece on X. And then right now, the comms efforts are also focused on helping onboarding, because there's so much work there in mapping out the hatch journey. So onboarding, we'll talk more about that. But we're kind of dedicating our comms meeting to hacking a ban onboarding. So you can join us every Tuesday, 9 a.m. PST and 6 p.m. Central Europe time, and talk about narratives and hack on some of these things together. So I would love to welcome you there next Tuesday if you can join and help to come up with our tech totems. So would love to hear if you want to get a little creative on that. So I will, with that, pass to SoftGov and Livia.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, so in the SoftGov world, let me share my screen. I want to start actually by giving the word to the SourceCred crew, because they did an amazing work on putting this up, and it was just before our call, so it's very new to me as well. And yeah, I would like to hear from Mateo or Santi. If you want to take the word.
Mateo, you can explain what you've deployed.
I was looking for the mute button. Let me share my screen and it'll be easier to try to explain a little bit of.
And just a heads up on timing, we have 13 minutes for the rest of the group, so hopefully time box to like 2 to 3 minutes.
It's gonna be super quick because it's not much to understand. I already used the configuration that they use for by default, and this is all the information between the three main sources, that is GitHub, Discord, and Discourse. This information is almost explained in the configuration of each weight. If you go a little bit deeper into SourceCred, what they do is set up a graph where you set up different weights to the edges and the nodes. And in simpler words, imagine it like what do you call that in English? Water kind of source that passes all the let you pass more tokens, or let's say in this analogy, water, through the nodes when there is less weight to it. When there is more weight, the token remains more in that node or that weight. So we need to figure out how much value we want to actually give to the different actions in each platform. For example, in Discord, there are value generation through messages, through reactions. In Discord is to topic, to post, to likes, and in GitHub is you can assign weight to creating a repo, an issue, a pull request, review comments, commit, both. So all the distribution that is happening right now is by default within this weight configuration that they provide us. So, for example, it makes more sense that in this course, a like gives you more value than to actually set up a topic or a post. That's something that we could discuss about if it's really like that or not. Or in GitHub, you get more value if you pull a pull request or you actually review it, more than creating an issue or creating a repo. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's in the channel of SoftGov. And I know that I didn't explain myself really well, and SourceCred is really a mess. And I hope that maybe Santi could explain it a little bit better in another time, because we don't have time right now. But if you are curious, you can check the documentation and also ask us in the channel. I will stop right there.
Thanks so much, Mateo. I'll go really quick through the rest of and just share what are the initiatives going on. So yeah, we have a DAO chat box that Dahidi is working on. And it seems like really fun, the things that you can add, the features that you can add to the DAO chat box. So if you're curious or want to contribute, is a bit tech heavy, but maybe we can have a little brainstorming of ideas in the chat, and that would be great. Yeah, so we also have the book club. It's happening every Tuesday at 8 p.m. CET. And next week, we're going to go over the first chapter. So it's more or less 30 pages long. So if you want to join, I would recommend that you start reading right now. And it's very interesting. We also have the onboarding lab sessions that will start next Friday with YGG. He will give us a primer on using Python, Jupyter, and pandas that are prerequisites for CAD. And the next one will be conflict management with Juan. So this is an initiative to have a knowledge sharing between our community. So if you have something that you're passionate about and you want to share with the community, reach out to us. Let's plan your session. And one action item is who wants to make a design for the lab. So if you're a designer, if you want to contribute and jump in this, let's coordinate with the comms working group and find something for that. And also we have the forum discussions going on. And as Jazz already went a little bit over it, the last one was around rules and boundaries. And we're moving towards having a proposal to submit to the community. So in this post, there are a few questions. They are really fun, in my opinion. I do like to answer these questions for myself. So if you can go there and do the same, that would be awesome. If you don't feel like sharing the answers here, and you want to have a conversation with me, that's also great. And that's it for me. I'll pass to Griff.
Let's just roll that to Santi. You want to talk about legal? And hopefully we can keep it to 2 to 3 minutes.
Sure, real quick. We had a meeting this Tuesday, just hacking about the different legal cases that we may face in the future with some of the members of the group. We're meeting again tomorrow in the afternoon, 4 o'clock Central European time. So I invite you to come. If finally the voting passes and we decide to switch the path that we will run through, legal is going to be affected in a positive way. So we're going to be discussing that tomorrow at 4 p.m. and I invite you all to come. And that's all for me. I'll pass it to onboarding.
Craig, you want to take it? Uh-oh. We lost you, Craig. I think Craig and Discord don't get along all that hot. Wait.
I'm here?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to speak fast because likely I'll fade away. Sorry. It's been a bit frustrating. Anyways, because you've likely heard from many of the stewards, because I missed a bunch of stuff, but onboarding is in full gear and we're getting tons of help from tons of people, and as well as all the other working groups. It's kind of a group that catches all sort of the bleeding edges of all the other ones and also is recycling things back to them. We've had some really good working sessions lately, and we've sort of broken things down into epics and deliverables. We have, I think, maybe 20-ish active issues on ZenHub/GitHub. So, we're moving and we're looking for help always. So I encourage you all to jump in there and feel free to reach out to myself or anybody else. Kinds of things going on, and I think I'll just stop there. Last?
Yeah, Juan Carlos, you got 5 minutes.
Okay, go.
Everyone was really quick. Thanks, Craig. Oh, we can't hear you. At least I can't.
Okay.
Now we can.
On the Gravity Conflict Management Working Group, we are trying. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello.
Oh, maybe there's
Hello?
just lag. Yeah, we can hear you.
Nah, bueno, voy a desconectar esto aquí a ver.
Sí. Yeah, it's just lag. Está bien. No, podemos. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Okay. The conflict management working group is trying to make a group of people to be accountable of keeping high vibes in the organization. We are human beings, and relating to each other is very difficult, especially in decentralized circumstances. And we are from all different cultures. So the idea is to have an internal management layer that can be that can follow the satisfaction or the little disputes that can arrive in our organization, so that we are anti-fragile. And the reunion of this working group is today. It was 2 hours ago. It's Thursday, 6 p.m. set. So anyone is invited if they want to join. And the idea is to make a proposal on the forum in the next weeks. That's it.
Yeah, can't recommend enough the conflict res group and the legal and onboarding. These are newer working groups that need a lot of help. So please, if anyone wants to join their working sessions, and we're all getting organized thanks to a lot to Tamara's help on ZenHub. So we should have lots of issues for you guys to tackle that are well scoped. But this leads us to our token engineering project spotlight, which is Shebnem. So Shebnem, I'm sure almost everyone in this call knows Shebnem. She's a leader in the token engineering community, and she's putting together a really the coolest textbook I've ever heard of, right? Hitchhiker's Guide.
Textbook. I think I'm just gonna demystify all about the token engineering, or a Hitchhiker's Guide to Token Engineering, shall we? So it is definitely about token engineering. It's got 10 chapters. It is open if you want to drop by in the token engineering book channel. You're free. Every Thursday we have the book club. And basically it is about crowd publishing a crowdsourced, crowdfunded book. So yes, writing is hard, but we always need to level it up. And basically one part of it really came across. Maybe I just share so you have something to talk my words to. Oh, yeah, token engineering is a transdisciplinary field, a new art of doing science and engineering that we came together in the community and figuring out. So this cultural build is for us super, super important. Also, how are we going to actually communicate with each other, right? So all of what you're saying for tech, actually, we also need to do for token engineering community. But that's the book. It started in April with a rough idea about, we know how to actually create token model generation process, including coming from ecosystems thinking to actually adding computer-aided design through CAD. And this whole chapter blew up into actually a much, or the book idea blew up into just one chapter, and we have multiple chapters with multiple leads of those chapters, and all of them are well-known or known and trusted community members in the token engineering community. And Tanner basically, as academia, is basically also one of the people I thought would be great to have in the trusted seed of the book, because basically his background is programming. He knows all of the application side of token networks, protocols, and we actually wanted to have a book that onboards, us programmers into systems thinking, into ethical engineering, and also all that jazz, like 10 chapters, all of them are great. But the actual challenge was, when we're going to finish that book, we're going to go to Amazon, we're going to sign up to their terms and conditions. If we have to, print it, we need to actually find publishers, etc. And that's where Sherman came in with her experience and basically said, we need to really redo the whole medieval publishing industry anyways. So basically the idea that we want to put in the Token Engineering Commons as proposal is, coming together and building the joining forces with Pictosis that Tanner is representing, that can actually create the infrastructure for collaborative writing, creating, editing, and basically not just publishing one book, but a whole bundle of it, a Hitchhiker's Guide to the universe and all that rest. That token engineering definitely has a lot of topics to cover, but also, journals, peer-reviewed journals, etc. That's basically where the academia part can come in, or token engineering academic can come in. And we need the infrastructure for actually enabling collaboration between creators, helping them to build this direct readership and literally reprogramming copyright or copyright law as is it today, reprogramming it for actual creation of collaboration or creation of commons, cultural commons that books and any publishing is for sharing and collaboration. And that's basically, Tanner, maybe I just give it back to you, where you can say a few words about Pictosis and how this platform or the protocol that you've been working on, how we can actually use it to not just publish one book, but a series of it, or literally have it as our, deploying a first token engineering publishing house live out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the idea is that the technology offered by Pictosis can be used to create various higher-level systems, including this notion of these digitally native books in a Web3 publishing house. And the primary thing here is that, the copyright law and copyright systems are pretty bad. It's trying to solve the fact that these people need temporary monopolies on ideas, which it places artificial limitations on the diffusion of knowledge and creativity. And basically, they try to solve this problem of the commons, and what they end up doing is the copyright law introduces a tragedy of the anti-commons, essentially. So, the two options: place content behind a paywall, or ask for donations. And with what we would build with this Web3 publishing house is a way to capture the impact and value added by contributors, automatic attribution, and automatic policy enforcement as the content is distributed across the web. So many blockchain-based or distributed ledger-based systems that try to solve copyright problems are doing so by just simply making it easier for creators to determine if those rights have been infringed upon, and then easier to go after and enforce the people who did the infringing. Instead, we think a better way to do that is to enable creation of these digital commons, yet translate the impact as the knowledge and information circulates across the web, including the web 2. Use that and circulate that back into the calculation of value issued towards the creators who built, who are contributing to that content. So that's the idea of the Web3 publishing house.
Cool. So basically in 5 minutes, and we have much more questions about how to actually create those proposals, etc. And then what's the timeline, and also whether we should actually have, a forum where we get together to actually discuss these proposals and also see collaboration opportunities. It would be, I could imagine that things like this coming up.
Yeah, I would say that we're just probably like 2 weeks away. I don't know, Craig, what do you think? How long before? Jess actually put together taking One Hive's forum proposal requirements. So if you go, she put together a nice set, like a standard template that you could make a proposal to the forum. And if you'd like to test it, it'd be cool. But I'd say we're 2 to 3 weeks away from having a good idea of what the proposal standard is.
Okay.
That was actually Sam.
Sorry, go ahead, Jess. It was Sam?
I just wanted to credit Sam. Yeah.
Oh,
I just put it up or put it in.
It was Luke.
It was Luke. Oh, now Luke's not here to pass it to anyone else. But anyway, any questions for Shebnem or Tanner about this really cool proposal?
I just want to answer to that question that I think it's really good to already have that discussion going in the forum. And that's what I understood you were proposing, Sheb, to start to put the idea of the proposal there, we can iterate on it, and then when the proposal engine is full on, we can put it live.
I can't hear you.
I have one
Can you hear me?
question.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Also, is that I want to know if maybe in some time we can have like an early access to the Hitchhiker guide, because I think I'm very interested in reading it, and yeah, I would love to have it like when it's possible.
Just drop your email. People have access to it. One who's interested.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
And Livia, I think Shebnem couldn't hear you, so maybe try asking again.
Can you hear me now?
What's going on?
I'll refresh my...
Yeah, maybe Shebnem, do you need any more contributions, or are you still looking for people to help with on the content side? And maybe you could mention as well, it's not just a book, it's also going to be art and creating NFTs out of different chapters. So there's a lot of cool innovations that you're creating.
Basically, that's what Tanner just pitched. But we're going off chapter by chapter and also testing the NFT part exactly. We have leads on all the chapters at the moment, and basically give them some space to create, fill up the outline and the sections. But from there, as soon as rough or complete chapters are written, they go to GitHub and are basically open for real crowd collaboration, crowdsourcing. Content-wise, I think Jess has put you into chapter 7 anyways. So if you didn't know about it, it's about decentralizing organizations, chapter 7. So there we have you guys, definitely.
Very cool. I want to call it at the top of the hour, not go over. So Livia, I know you had something. I encourage you to reach out to Shebnem after the call. And thank you all for enjoying the show. Hopefully next time we'll sort something out. So we've grown past this size of the room, and we'll figure it out. But thank you guys for coming, and we'll talk more throughout the week. Bye, everyone.